same range. And if someone's in high school, they look like they're 12. Like,
Yes.
it's just kind of one of those things. Like everyone just somehow gets younger.
I will say
That's fair.
we just had a few new interns come into the office today, greeting the rest of the office. I thought they were all like 16.
Yeah, they
honestly.
all look like high schoolers, with all due respect. But that's just one of those things where even you guys will experience too. As you get older, everyone, it just ends up looking younger, and you get confused about what people look like. Yet somehow in like the 80s, everyone in high school looked like 32 years old.
Exactly.
If you ever watch any of those old VHS tapes, I don't know if it was the hair, the clothes, or what.
Skincare's
What
come
was
a
in the
long
water?
way.
Yeah, skincare. Because like I was in high school in the late 90s. I was born in the 80s, but that was not my era of going to high school.
But also like the facial hair
Yeah,
too.
the
Like
whole
you got
thing, yeah.
full mustaches, beards. Like I knew a few people in high school.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
some people
Yeah.
in college who could do that. Not that many. It wasn't everyone.
Believe it or not, I was not one of those. Like, I didn't have like the full ability to grow a beard or
Jim
even
Rutledge?
mustache. Probably through high school. It probably took a little bit into college. So for those out there that are still trying to grow that facial hair, it can come your way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're still a work in progress. Got to shave every other day. Otherwise, it just look disgusting. It would not be a sight.
And I never had that sort of issue with it. And also back then, the facial hair was not. It was much more like, hey, be clean shaven, sort of. It wasn't even a thought to grow a beard. But I did have to shave pretty regularly. Prime?
Yeah, every kid was growing up imagining playing for the Yankees back then. No, for me, I kind of always run like the trimmed, well-kempt beard, and I think it's a pretty decent look. I've tried growing out the mustache a couple times. It's disgusting. I would not recommend. Unless you're Jim Leonhard. Honestly, Jim, I think you could grow an incredible mustache.
Did you try to
Maybe I'll try
grow
to
the
rock
full
a mustache in the summer.
I think you should.
When the new Top Gun movie came out, were you one of the people that tried to grow the full mustache?
No, it wasn't related to Top Gun at all. I don't remember why I did it the last couple times. I did it during COVID, during that summer when
That's
I
a
was
good
just
time
like,
to try. Everyone lost their mind.
Yeah, exactly. I just was
Give it a
trying,
shot.
I was trying to grapple with reality at the time. I was like, might as well. But no, honestly, Jim, you would rock like a great like cop 80s mustache.
Yeah, Tom Selleck style.
Yes.
All right. If you guys remind me in the summer, I'll at least rock it for a couple weeks.
Okay.
Right now, I actually like the facial protection.
The protection?
On the beard.
It is.
And
it
you
is
got
protection.
you got the pattern too with the brown and then fades into the gray.
Actually, I'll look younger if I go to the mustache because it's the only part of my facial hair that is not gray. So then I'll probably end up looking a little bit younger rocking the mustache. And we all know that Molly would be super, super cool, super nice about it on the air.
Yeah, she'd love that.
Would make fun of me regularly for that. So
Savage.
Molly will be back making fun of me tomorrow, and Matt Hamilton will be back allegedly tomorrow as well. So we have Riley on the show, and it is serendipitous, Riley, that you're on the show because you are the producer of the Jump Around, which we will do that tomorrow. And tomorrow on ESPN Madison's YouTube stream and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube stream, we do our Badger-dedicated show, The Jump Around. And tomorrow's show is going to be dedicated to Luke Fickell's appearance on Wilde and Tausch, which will be at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's when Luke Fickell is scheduled to appear on Wilde and Tausch, and we'll react to it on The Jump Around at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. And that's one thing we're going to talk about a little bit later in the day. But also, you are the producer of the Barry Alvarez show.
Yes.
All right. So there's been a lot of clips, a lot of news made from Barry Alvarez throughout.
Yep. I am honored to say that I'm responsible for cutting up most of those clips and sending them out. So good at enraging the folks.
This scared me.
But that's the mindset to have as a good producer. And I want to use, because you're a big Badger fan, a Badger alum, and I want to use some audio from Barry Alvarez. I love how we say season finale in all our sports centers. Every time I'm thrown off, I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, because I think a season finale, I think of like Breaking Bad. Like, it's like when the
big culmination of everything.
Did Scalzo and Brust have a series finale?
Do we say that?
I don't know,
remember.
but, like,
I don't
No,
think
we've been
so.
saying that all day in the Sports Center updates.
yeah.
Jesse and Owen. It's the season finale of the Barry Alvarez show.
I guess it is
College
called
football season's over.
When you throw show on at the end, I guess it makes sense to go seasons. And because it is a seasonal show, it's really just during football season.
I know, it's just...
But yeah, it is. You wouldn't think of it for just like talk radio or sports talk
Here's
show.
how the last Barry Alvarez show of the season. Not the season finale.
Season finale sounds good though. It just rolls.
Exactly.
But it rolls.
It's season. This was season 2.
Right, but
Moving on to season
now
3.
it's even more confusion. Have we confirmed it's re-up for season 3?
Well, maybe if
We'll
Barry,
have to check the trades.
We'll see.
maybe if Jesse Nelson goes out and
Press some flesh.
you can make sure it gets renewed for
I
next
feel
year.
like that's the way to get the show canceled.
Pressing flesh.
Jesse's out there pressing flesh.
Ooh.
That's what happens when you press Jesse's flesh. Right in the belly.
Look out.
What happens? There it is.
Ooh. Haven't heard that sounder in a while.
Well, that's
Not
not something we
since
do in the
the,
jump around. But,
yeah.
Or the very
Not since the season finale of the Brewers, I might say. actually.
Exactly.
But this beacon of journalism that is the Jim, Matt, and Molly show presented by Coors Light, we absolutely hear Jesse Nelson do that sort of thing. So let's hear from Barry Alvarez on the Barry Alvarez show, the season finale yesterday. Go boo in a bar.
Go boo in a bar. I agree, guys. I would
Go boo in a bar.
I'd go boo in a bar right now too.
You can see Riley in
You
his
get scared,
Iron Jock,
Jesse.
ESPN Madison, Iron Quarter Zip. Primetime has got his Coors Light Quarter Zip on, and I am rocking just a sweater today.
And now we can hear from Barry
Okay.
Alvarez on the Barry Alvarez season finale last night. Let's go.
If I'm Matt LaFleur, I'd go get the best coach I could get, and that's Jimmy Leonhard. I think everybody's recognized his ability. They respect what he's accomplished, his knowledge. If you can get Jimmy Leonhard, they need to go get him.
Pretty straightforward there from Coach. 844-770-3776. Hearing Coach say that, Riley, makes me want to ask the Deciding Limit poll question. Will you be disappointed if Jim Leonhard isn't the Packers defensive coordinator?
See, for me, it's on one condition. And first, Ryan, I just wanted to say I'm sad you didn't include the part where Jesse was like, that gets me fired up.
Oh,
There.
yeah, Jesse. Well, he made sure to.
There was a nice pregnant pause there from Coach. But,
There's a couple.
yes,
Yeah, there's a couple.
he's great at that. When he wants to be dramatic, it's fantastic. But for me, I'd say it's conditional. I think there's only one other candidate that I would want other than Jim Leonhard that would get me as fired up as Jim Leonhard would as the Packers DC, and that's Al Harris. I think Al Harris brings that toughness. He's been at multiple places now, Dallas with Chicago now. I think he would be fantastic. He brought that Bears secondary. You can speak better than anyone, Jim, leading the team, the league in turnovers this year. They're all over the place. I think the Packers could really use that. But Jim Leonhard, it's just the perfect reconciliation of everything. Whether or not you think that Luke Fickell was the right hire at the University of Wisconsin, it feels like it would right a wrong.
Okay.
Bringing Jim Leonhard back in the green and gold, I tweeted out it would do wonders for the state of Wisconsin. You'd have no issues with the fan base of the hire, I don't think. The Packers need work on their secondary. He's a secondary guy. Played 10 years in the league. I'd be fired up. I would love to see Jim Leonhard come back as the Packers DC. Al Harris, would love him too. Anyone else, I would be disappointed.
And I get the appeal of Jim Leonhard because, especially if you like Al Harris, because they're different, but I do believe Jim Leonhard has that quiet toughness, that quiet ability to own a room. Even though he doesn't have he's not large in physical stature, he just carries a presence around him, and that's what you need to lead a defense, and realistically to get the defense to have maybe that attitude that Packer fans want. And don't get me wrong, everyone on that Packers team is tougher than I am. I'm just saying that when you have multiple fourth quarter collapses to the same team in big time games, and there were other games, Dallas's offense is great, but they were able to score over them. That's when they had Mike. So like, there's just a lot that can still be improved with this Packers defense, and Jim Leonhard, the mentality he brings, could be there. Al Harris, I think, has that as well, but neither have called plays in the NFL, but at least Jim Leonhard has called plays. And both have NFL experience, so I do think that they are similar type hires. We have no idea if Matt LaFleur would interview Al Harris for the job. I don't know of any connections between the two. Obviously, Al Harris is a former Packer, but I don't know if there's an actual connection there. And we obviously know that LaFleur has connections with Leonard, and there's a couple other people that he'll
Morris
be talking
is the
to.
one that he has
Raheem-
very direct
yes,
connections with.
Yes,
Raheem Morris. Yeah.
But my understanding is he offered Jim Leonhard the job last time, and Jim Leonhard passed.
Yes, that is, I believe, what we have heard from Jason Wilde.
Correct.
From his reporting.
His reporting, correct.
And we have Mark
Yes.
Tauscher coming up next. But I will do this here. So some of the positives here that for Jim Leonhard would be His defense is designed, and this is obviously mostly based off of Wisconsin. He's at Denver right now, and he's working with the Broncos, but he's not their defensive coordinator. His defense is designed to eliminate explosives, force long drives, and then win situational downs, which, again, speaks a lot to what Raheem Morris runs as well. A lot of these teams, it's like, hey, first, second down, we're going to try to keep you in front of the sticks. We're definitely not going to let you beat us over the top. We're going to make your quarterback make plays throughout. And then on third down, though, we can get crazy. Like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Like, and Jim can do that. And
I'm a nut.
that is what is appealing about him. His style is a kind of a mix of a couple different coaches that he's played for, but I've obviously was part of that Ravens defense, part of the Bills defense. When he played in the NFL, that was most of his time there, and obviously he's got the Barry Alvarez. I don't know if they call that a coaching tree because Barry Alvarez coached him, but he's got that sort of part of it as well. I think he can improve the secondary immediately. The safeties obviously are great. Everything else can be improved, whether it's just better slotting, like a guy like Keyshawn Nixon going back to the slot or being CB2, and then also maximizing the growth. As a college coach, Jim Leonhard, I think, is someone that had to develop in college, so I trust that he could develop in the pros. I think that's another reason to be excited about it as well. And
I'm beyond anything, too, I just remember when the Badgers were looking to hire their next head coach after firing Paul Chryst. I don't think there was a player in the locker room who didn't want Jim Leonhard to be the head coach.
Yep.
I think players love the guy. I don't know what it's like for him in the NFL. He's the defensive passing game coordinator in Denver now. But he seems like a guy who's true leader of men, like guys will love to play for. Like that was the one, that's probably the number one like high mark for Jeff Hafley right now is it seemed like his players really liked him. His defense was good and it felt better than what Packers fans have been used to, whereas I feel like Jim Leonhard will bring that same sort of likeness and same sort of likability, but then also bring a badass defense on top of it for the first time in a while.
Yes, the edge. And I mean, I can't speak much to scheme. I'm not going to call myself an expert
and again,
on
the scheme
football.
stuff I'm pulling from ChatGPT here. But
on the X's and O's.
But that's the type of defense is Denver, and he ran at Wisconsin.
Yes, and I think what you were talking about, toughness, resonates with me. I was talking with Pablo about this on the Saturday Scramble, about how I put it more on the players than Matt LaFleur that the defense crumbles in big moments. Same thing with the offense. And they need more players like Micah Parsons who sets that edge like, hey, we cannot let this team come back on us. We cannot get complacent. And I think positional coaches can have a much bigger impact, or coordinators, on players' mentality than the head coach, who's worried about all the game management scenarios, calling timeouts. LaFleur's worried about calling plays. A Jim Leonhard can bring that toughness, instill that into players, or at the bare minimum, bring in guys, help decide on players, whether in the draft or on the trade market.
I don't think Goody likes that, though.
I know, but he's going to have to talk with Gouda. In theory, though.
Gouda, I like that.
Gouda, yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't catch that. Goody, he'd have to confer with Goody. But I think the players that he would want in his system would fit that mold, and I don't think you would see nearly as many collapses as we did last year with the Packers defense.
Yeah, Jim Leonhard makes sense because he is a former NFL guy. He called plays in college, and he has Wisconsin ties, but that doesn't really matter. But I do think he brings a mentality to this team that the team misses, and I think his defense is a modern NFL defense. But they had that with Jeff Hafley. But you still want to make sure you're doing that.
Yeah, and let me put you on the spot here. Yeah. This might be an unfair question, but can you remember any time Jim Leonhard was the DC at Wisconsin for 7 seasons? Did the Badgers ever have an utter collapse, an utter breakdown like we've seen the Packers over the past couple years? I can't think of any in my head. Like, they had gotten beat by better teams, but never like building a lead and letting it up.
No, definitely not that. And I don't remember too many times that they're humiliated by like more talented teams. Like, even in more talented teams, they hung around it. The risk here is he's never been an NFL DC. And this defense that he has run historically is a defense that needs a consistent pass rush. Yes, you have Micah Parsons, but Van Ness and Rashawn Gary have not really proven to be those guys that can just beat people one-on-one, which is kind of what Leonhard relies on. And that's a problem for Raheem Morris, too. And even Al Harris, I think that a lot of these defenses ideally don't want to blitz a ton and focus on being able to beat guys one-on-one. Flores is a heavy blitzer, and so if you pull someone from that tree, maybe you get more of that, but that's something to worry about. You don't have to worry about your personal or business security with J&K Security Solutions. Give Jeff and the whole team at J&K Security Solutions a try, whether you need to protect your home or business with commercial fire protection or commercial security. Reach out to my good friends at J&K Security Solutions. Mark Tauscher coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Okay, Jim, the phone's on. Say your take now about Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur.
Nope, that's a photo. That's a photo, not a video.
League sources are telling me that Jim Rutledge needs to hold his phone further back.
League sources tell me you guys need to learn to listen.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
I worried that I couldn't work a full-time job and still have time for college. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found my stride. My classes are flexible and hands-on, and I walk on campus feeling inspired. My advice to others? Make your dreams a reality. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid EXL sedan for as low as $359 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hey Madison IKEA fans, great news! IKEA is now closer than ever with our brand new pickup point at the University Bookstore on State Street. Order your favorite IKEA products online and pick them up as soon as the next day, absolutely free for IKEA family members. That's right, no shipping fees or waiting for deliveries, just the IKEA style you know and love, ready when you are. Start shopping smarter at IKEA.us or the IKEA app and choose the University Bookstore pickup point. Don't forget to sign up for IKEA Family. It's free to join and gives you access to great deals, rewards, and free Madison pickup.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app.
This loss is as painful to Packer fans as you can ever imagine.
A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. Available in Apple and Android app stores.
I have no evidence behind that whatsoever. It's just a feeling I have, and that might just be because I'm scared of this rivalry in the playoffs.
Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today. Division III college basketball from all around the state. It's WIAC Wednesdays, powered by the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Next stop, Whitewater for a top 25 women's basketball showdown. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Join me for the call as 18th ranked UW Platteville visits 11th ranked UW Whitewater. Tip time at 7 o'clock. Pregame coverage starts at 6:45.
WIAC Wednesdays. Don't miss this week's game. Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Green Bay Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, Jim Rutledge.
Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Matt Hamilton. Help me out. Who is that?
Wisconsin football analyst.
You know what? It feels like Molly's the only one that's being sincere about that. So, Molly, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
We are thrilled to be joined by Packer Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly. No Molly, no Matt, but Primetime Lorsheim is behind the glass. I am here with Riley Yauk. Mark, thanks for taking the time to chat with us today.
You got it. I love Yaukster. This will be fun today.
He's
Looking
bringing good
forward to
energy.
it, Tausch.
Riley, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
I got a quick question
Yes.
for you, Riley.
Shoot.
So I'm assuming you love the Badgers.
Yes, I do.
You are a Badger all the way through.
Yep.
What did you learn today? Were you over at the presser?
Yes, I was at the press conference. This may be spoiling a little content for the show later, but I got three mantras from Luke Fickell that I heard him repeat over and over today. Let me lay them out for you, and I want your thoughts on them, Tausch.
Okay.
So,
all right.
He'd said over and over, he repeated this, he still wants to develop guys. He still wants Wisconsin to be a developmental program. Despite all the hullabaloo surrounding Indiana's age and transfer portal and what, he still wants to be developmental program, get a nucleus of guys so not everyone leaves every single year. That was number one.
Yep.
Number two,
love it.
Close the gap. He really wants Wisconsin to close the gap. He acknowledges that there is a gap between where Wisconsin's at, where Indiana, Oregon, Alabama, Ohio State, where the upper echelon of programs are at, and he wants to close that. He believes they have done that a little bit talent-wise by bringing in more talent in the portal, but you have to make up the rest of that gap by becoming a team and becoming a cohesive unit, which they're bringing in more than 50 new faces if you count freshmen and transfer portals. So that'll be tough. Close the gap, number two. And number three.
Well, what's the saying? Over in London, it's mind the gap, right? When you're on the tube?
I've never been on the tube. I
I've
couldn't tell
heard
you.
Mind the gap. Yes, I don't know if that's
mind the gap. So.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, then number three, everyone made the decision to be here. He wanted to emphasize that everyone had a choice. Everyone has a choice every single year, coaching staff and the players. So everyone decided to be here, and now they have to buy in. So those are the three things I learned today, Tausch. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, the talent gap, obviously we saw that last year, and that's very aggressive. And I think, I listened to some of that press conference today, too, and it was, I think their plan and how they planned out early on and attacked early was really good. I think everybody should be kind of excited about that. But, all of the other stuff, it is really hard to get a cohesive unit when you have that much turnover. So, a couple of new coaches there, that is going to be the huge challenge because I think, again, without watching them practice and get out there and hopefully spring ball, we'll see some things. It is a huge challenge for all of these staffs because maybe not the same degree of what Wisconsin did, but everybody is dealing with this, and who can kind of get that gap closed earlier and get buy-in from everybody in kind of a mercurial world is the top of everybody's list right now.
Yeah, and Tausch, I wanted to ask you this. For tomorrow, do you have a first question lined up for Coach Fickell? Do you know what the first one's going to be?
I don't. Jason always does the first question usually because he intros. But there's, the big thing for me and what I'm going to ask tomorrow is I think his first year, the expectation game was probably a little bit out of whack. And how you handle the expectation game with where you're at, and I thought last year there wasn't any expectations, what that balance is going to look like because obviously last year the schedule was incredibly difficult. And I think if you look at it on paper, and again, nobody knows anything about what these teams are right now and who we're playing, you would think that the expectation is going to be a lot higher. For sure it will be from what we did last year. So how you're going to approach that is, I think going to be a really important thing for this staff. And I'll be curious what Luke has to say about that.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched to the end of the press conference, Tausch, but at the very end, Jesse Temple sets him up to sort of hype up the fans, and he sounded, to end the press conference, very confident. I believe he made some definitive statements saying they will be better, they will give fans something to cheer about, which, as a fan, it hyped me up, so I like the confidence.
Well, I would hope so, right? I mean, if you're in the middle of January and you're saying, I don't know, man, I would think if we're not doing that, I was like, what are we doing? So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's good to hear from Luke. I don't love that there's questions being asked to get him to hype the fans up at a press conference. But whatever. Like that's that is paid. It is a paid employee from the Badgers that's asking that question.
Just saying,
so
they said he asked, was that planted after he signed off?
It was absolutely planted.
They claimed it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I got some magic beans to sell you here too, Riley.
Excellent.
During the commercial break,
I'll buy them.
What kind of beans are they?
They are Badger recruit beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
All growing five-star recruits.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Love it. All right, great.
Mark, Packers. This obviously Barry Alvarez talked about Jim Leonhard being the perfect fit, the guy to get. I think obviously there's a lot of positives with Leonhard. Who else out there, and you could talk a little about Jimmy Leonhard and why he'd be good too, but who else out there do you think, or is there kind of a core value for a defensive coordinator that you feel like they need regardless of the name?
I think you definitely need to be aggressive, and you have to find ways to utilize Micah Parsons in a better way. Not even in a better way. Just make sure you have that chess piece. You use it. Obviously, I think you're starting to look at the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and Matt LaFleur. They're going to be kind of jockeying because obviously San Francisco is going to be looking for a D coordinator with Saleh leaving. And Raheem Morris is somebody I know a lot of people have a ton. Obviously, a head coach. And someone that can, you wouldn't even have to really probably worry a ton about what is going on over there. And that's what he had with Jeff Hafley. And so if he's going to continue to call plays, which I believe he will, I think that's going to be important to have that trust and that relationship that you can trust that he's going to know what he's doing and he's got that side of the football handled. And I think Al Harris is somebody who's with the Bears. He's, an up-and-coming guy. So I think the thing you have to worry about is you don't want to just stay comfortable. And when you're hiring, you have to look and see what else is out there. Don't just, because I know this guy, bring him in. We've kind of seen that not work in past parts. Last year was a complete surprise, even though I think he had a little bit of knowledge about Jeff Hafley. Nobody really saw that one coming. And I just wonder if that's going to be the same case because you're hearing a lot of the same names being jockeyed around for a ton of these D coordinator jobs that are open. And I think Matt LaFleur is going to probably go with somebody he really trusts to lead his defense.
Off of that, and I asked that core value question because I think it can work for offense too. And I've heard some of the best coaches in the NFL talk about, I don't need to hire like my best friends or people that I know. I need to hire people that have the same schematic and locker room, for lack of a better word, leadership, core values, and the rest can work itself out. And if you have that, that's how you create an identity. Is that something, I don't know what's going to happen on the offensive side of the ball, but you kind of talked about the idea of different voices. Is that kind of the idea if you're talking to people that maybe you don't have a personal relationship with, but you can respect the hell out of what they've done and they share the same core values for you, whether it's offensive or defensively, that might be the type of person you want to hire because if they're not your best friend, they might be more willing to tell you that you're wrong.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think, you said core values, but, the scheme and the alignment of what you want to get done, and does that match up? And has it been proven before that this person can bring that to you? So, I know there's a lot of talk about culture and attitude and, all of those things, and that is important. But the most important thing is to get buy-in. And the first thing you have to have is the coach has to have buy-in. If you're bringing somebody in and all of a sudden, like I thought with Joe Barry, the first game, I think it was, I don't want to play zone. I want to do this, and I want to cover Justin Jefferson man-to-man. It's like, what are we doing here? You can't have that. So all of that stuff needs to be worked out. You have to be one voice moving it forward and everybody on the same page.
Tausch, we were talking about Jim Leonhard and specifically Barry Alvarez's comments on Jim Leonhard coming to the Green Bay Packers, potentially if he was Matt LaFleur. Just before you joined, if I guess if you were Matt LaFleur and you were looking at Jim Leonhard again, what do you think that he would bring to the table for the Green Bay Packers, whether that be schematic or the attitude and the buy-in that you were just talking about?
He immediately brings a huge amount of credibility because he played, and he was an undersized guy who always knew where to be. I mean, I remember Rex Ryan talking about him dialing up different coverages while he was playing against Tom Brady when I think they knocked off the Patriots in that NFC or AFC divisional game. He brings credibility. You could see it when he was here. Players eat up what he says. And from a schematic standpoint, there were games where I think Wisconsin wasn't the most talented group. And some of the schematic, he brought a lot of NFL stuff, blitzes and different things that really worked, especially against some of these teams that, we're having some trouble beating now. Obviously, if you're playing Ohio State and some of the talent gap that we face, it's you can scheme all day. It's not going to work. I really felt like he always got the most out of his players. And as a coach, that's all you're really looking for. And when you start adding up and looking at some of the talent that Green Bay has and how those chess pieces could be utilized, that's what will get me excited, if Jimmy Leonhard is the guy that Matt LaFleur decides he wants leading his defense.
Mark, last thing I have for you, the games this weekend, what do you like? Who do you think's coming out of this one, out of these two games?
I think both one seeds. I said earlier this year that one seed is critical, and I know Denver's up against it as far as not having their starting quarterback. That's a huge deal, but this isn't like you're missing Patrick Mahomes. I'm not trying to denigrate Bo Nix because he obviously torched Green Bay when we played him, but this team is built for this. And the rallying cry around Stidham, I thought Sean Payton did a great job. The fact that you have more rest, this is where it really shows up, is on that second weekend because you're going to be a little rusty. You have to kind of weather that storm and that first weekend when you're playing. Now all of a sudden you can taste it. You're at home. That Rams, I wonder, the Rams, that was an emotional game. It was cold. You now have two games in the hopper that were battles. Do you have enough to go in there with Seattle really almost? I mean, they crushed San Fran. How much energy did they expose on that last game? All of those things lead me to think you're going to end up seeing Denver and the Seattle Seahawks.
Tausch, one question for me before you go as well. What are you looking for in tonight's big rivalry matchup out in Milwaukee?
Well, I'm fired up. I'm going down. I'm actually going to be at the game because this rivalry. I mean, you're talking about the World Cup of basketball rivalry, and that's a big deal. I mean, we got banners hung. I think it's – I can't come up with anything else for it. I don't know what else to say.
Come on.
You guys got me stumped, but I'm coming. I'm going to the game, so I'm fired up. This is you talk about those classic NBA rivalries, the Sixers, the Lakers, and the Celtics. I think the next one would probably be the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Milwaukee.
Yeah, right up there.
I couldn't agree more. I would imagine deer don't like the sound of thunder. If that's
a good point.
There you go.
I do wonder. I wonder, would the Thunder be? There's 30 teams in the NBA. Obviously, the Pacers and the Bulls and the Pistons. Would the Thunder be like second or third to last on that list as far as who's?
Like they're almost like a sister team of the Bucks. Like, hey, you're kind of a smaller market. We're a small market. Yeah. I don't know. I will say
zero animosity.
Battle. I love it.
I saw OKC play earlier this year, and they are really good. So it's one of those teams where you're like, how are they so good? Because they have like one star and then just a bunch of like B-plus players.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I think the Bucks' hatred of this team tonight is going to showcase itself at Fiserv. And you can never underestimate the rivalry. I know the records are a lot different. You always throw the records out the window when you're talking about a rivalry.
That's why they call you Mr. NBA, Mark. We appreciate it.
See you guys.
That's Mark Tauscher. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I think, when they got to the NFC Championship games, they had buys.
One seeds?
Yeah, they were buys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
semantics.
Facts sometimes get you. No, those are facts.
No, it's a technical fact.
Take that for data.
I'm not getting into it. Technical fact? You mean the fact?
Yes.
All right, let's go to Brett Madison.
You're right.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's Molly Brown. And let's be honest, between work, kids, and everything else life throws at me, I'm always looking for a little extra energy. That's why I love Zoa Energy. It's made with natural ingredients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, so I get that boost I need without the crash or jitters. Plus, there are tons of great flavors. It's vegan, gluten-free, and even low in sugar, so it fits right into my busy, health-conscious routine. So grab a Zoa Energy, fuel your body, focus your mind, and take on your day like a champ.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Doug Brown is Assistant Executive Director of the Dane County Humane Society. Doug, your organization has business technology from James Imaging Systems. Today, we'd like to hear about your mission.
At Dane County Humane Society, we believe that everybody deserves the unconditional love that a companion animal can bring into their lives. We take pride in working with our community to help people help animals.
How so?
We are proud to offer services for adoptions. We're proud to help lost animals find their way home. We're proud to be able to take care of the injured and orphaned wildlife of the community.
How can others lend a hand to help the Dane County Humane Society?
I'd encourage anybody who is interested in helping to visit our website where they can learn more about the organization, including ways to volunteer, to donate, to participate in a special event.
And the Dane County Humane Society's website is?
GiveShelter.org.
One more time.
GiveShelter.org.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
There's no chill on the deals at Metro Ford of Madison. Right now, get into a 2025 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for up to 66 months plus $2,000 retail bonus cash. Looking for something sporty? Check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport with 3.9% APR up to 66 months, $2,500 bonus cash. Or lease for $319 a month with $38.49 due at signing. But hurry, offer ends February 2nd. Visit MetroFordofMadison.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to senior writer at The Athletic, Sam Amick. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Jim Rutledge alongside Riley Yauk. Molly and Matt are both off today. I think they'll both be back tomorrow. We're going to get out to the Carbos Talk and text line 844-770-3776. This is more, and we are going to hear from Gene from Sun Prairie. He wants to talk about, Jim Leonhard.
Well, hey, what a great show. And it's so nice, Jim and Riley, to hear this love fest for Jim Leonhard. But
I think he's got some other really important options that we can't lose sight of. And the first option is the Denver Broncos. Because if Vance Joseph, who's currently the defensive coordinator, leaves for another job, Jim would probably be in line for that. He was promoted by Sean Payton to be an assistant head coach. So obviously the management of the Broncos feels very strongly that he's a great asset in their team. So I would think he would think seriously if Joseph leaves that he might want to stay with the Broncos. The other interesting tidbit out there in the news is that the Dallas Cowboys have interviewed him for their defensive coordinator. And we all know Jerry Jones has deep pockets. He just doesn't always want to spend them on his players. But he has also said, too, Jerry has said that he wants a head coach for that defensive coordinator. So that may work against Jim Leonhard. And then I think the third option that makes a lot of sense will be for the Wisconsin Badgers. If Luke Fickell gets fired in another year or two, they might be rolling out the red carpet to see if Jim would be willing to come back.
Okay.
So, although I'd love to have him as a Packer, I'm not sure the Packers are the best option for him right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great points there,
Very
Gene.
interesting.
Riley, what's
Great call.
thanks for the call, Riley. What jumped out to you?
The first thing that jumped out to me is that I don't think, aside from the Denver Broncos, I think if Vance Joseph is hired away, that's a better job for Jim Leonhard. He slides into the DC role. Broncos, they had the third best defense if you're talking points given up per game this season. Overall, they have more pieces than the Green Bay Packers. They're a better overall defense. That's perfect for Jim Leonhard. Would be happy for him. Suck that he wouldn't come here. But the Broncos, the Cowboys, I don't think that's a better gig than the Green Bay Packers. They don't have Micah Parsons anymore. I guess they have Kenny Clark now down there, and they were solid.
Williams too.
Yeah,
And,
Quentin Williams from the Jets.
I believe extra first-round draft pick.
Yeah, but they were also
Green Bay
dead.
Packers,
They're
yeah.
also dead last in points given up. They gave up 30 points a game this past year. So I'm sure Jim would love the challenge of turning the Cowboys defense around, but I definitely don't think that's the better option. And then when it comes, I love that she brought up the Badgers and potentially moving on from Luke Fickell. But one, I don't think the Badgers are going to be moving on from Luke Fickell in the next couple of years. I think he's gonna right the ship and turn things around. And two, even if he doesn't, that doesn't really apply to right now. So I think Jim Leonhard would rather stay in the NFL as a defensive coordinator than be pried back to coach the Wisconsin Badgers.
Donnie DeForest also threw out the Cowboys with the idea that Jim Leonhard could be a coach in waiting.
Sort of train up in Dallas and then jump at the next head coaching option. I could see that, but
The other thing that, and I'm not saying Jim Leonhard would shy away to come back to the state of Wisconsin, but Jim Leonhard is kind of some sort of mythical defensive creature right now because he was elite as the Badgers defensive coordinator. And then he did an admirable job with the Badgers as the head coach, the interim head coach. And it's like this, not this theory, but sometimes like a musician, it's tragic, obviously, anytime anyone passes away young. But you're like, all right, musician passes away young, and you're like, you don't get the bad albums from Janis Joplin or whatever. Those people that pass away young because they don't fade, their memory doesn't kind of get tarnished by the bad. Jim Leonhard right now, no matter what he does anywhere else, if he never coaches the defense for the Green Bay Packers, he's our Tupac.
He's Jimi Hendrix Leonard.
Yes, Jimi Hendrix Leonard. Like
Elvis Leonard.
There's no there's no clunker albums out there for Jim Leonhard. If and that's not why he wouldn't stay away for that. But if you wanted to make a case that being in Denver instead of here, okay, Sean Payton's older. Vance Joseph, let's say, gets the head coaching job. Denver's got a ton of talent there. They have a young QB. I don't think he's quite to Jordan Love's level, but are they on the same tier? Probably. And so they might even be the same age. Both played in college for a while there. But you got a guy that fits. Most importantly, you got a guy who fits what Sean Payton wants to do. And so in this offense, Bo Nix is every bit of what Jordan loves to the Packers offense. And so you have all those things there, and Jim Leonhard is now in Denver. I would imagine it's a nice place to live and a nice place to be.
Yep.
And you kind of establish a new identity for yourself. Instead of, not the baggage, but the idea of, I can be Jim Leonhard, defensive coordinator here, not Jim Leonhard, wonder kid.
Yeah, Wisconsin walk-on, defensive coordinating legend, potential head coach that was passed over. Yeah, there's not anything.
There's a
extra
lot of
there.
attention that comes to him and a lot of attention that he does not seek or necessarily want if he comes back to Wisconsin.
I will say, though, for that third option that Gene threw out, by the way, Gene from Sun Prairie, I'm pretty sure that must be like Jim Leonhard's agent. I'm pretty sure the way he was like throwing out all the, hey, guys, you got to consider all these options and make sure you consider that when you're looking to pay this guy here. But
yes, me and Jim are going to pay Jim Leonhard copious amounts of money.
Hey, Packer fans would pay him so much money for him to come.
See,
and
that's
be
the other
coordinator.
thing. He can just walk around in Denver. Probably 99% of people have no clue who he is. If he came back to Wisconsin, he could not be seen in the streets.
And if he
harassed.
if he is the Denver defensive coordinator, he's terrible. He can come back to Wisconsin, everyone still loves him.
See, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Do you think Wisconsin sports fans would hate him more if he failed as the D coordinator or if he took over after Luke Fickell and then failed as a head coach?
D coordinator.
You think if he was Packers failed D coordinator?
Yes, because you could use the Fickell
the stink.
Yeah,
The stank.
he ran into the ground.
It was so bad, there was nothing I could do. Packers defense, you got Micah Parsons. If you don't figure that out, what are you going to – I mean, what can you figure out at that point then?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like Wisconsin sports fans just have such like are very prone to just hate the D coordinator no matter who it is.
Right, but especially like the Packers are still here. The Badgers have taken their fall from grace.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much-
you can't
I don't mean
sink
this-
much. You can't.
Yeah,
You
I don't
can't
mean to
sink
be
a
mean,
ton
but
lower.
Yeah, fair, I guess.
And at
Missed
the bare
bowl
minimum,
game. They've gone down in wins 6-5-4.
Yeah.
And he'd have the
3-2-1 the
support.
next couple years. I mean,
Yeah, it's possible.
there's not much lower the Badger football program can
Fickell
go.
acknowledged it himself
Luke
today.
Fickell will be on Wilding and Tausch
Yes, he will.
tomorrow at 10 a.m.
That's
going to ask him.
It's gonna be awesome.
How low can you go? No.
Lucky by a billion.
He's got a lot to. It's smart for him to get out there. He should be doing a lot, Luke Fickell, and I'm glad he's be joining Wilding and Tausch.
Also, just
tomorrow morning
wanted
at 10 a.m.
to confirm Jordan Love, 27 years old, Bo Nix, 25. So a 2-year difference. Bo Nix is a rookie, right?
No, it's
or is
his
it
second year.
Okay, his second
Yeah, he's
year.
Caleb Williams draft class.
And Jordan Love has been in the league for 7 years now.
He'll be going into his 7th, and
Going
Bo Nix will
into-
be going into his 3rd.
Okay, and they're only 2 years apart. Interesting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Tyler Shuck, the guy who the Saints drafted, I think he's 26.
He is old. I
Because
think
he
you're
was
right.
in college for like
Yeah, he was
actually 8 years. He was in Justin Herbert's draft class, I want to say.
So Jaden Daniels is 25. He was older as
Recruiting
well.
class, I should say.
Jaden Daniels is 25. He just turned 25. Caleb Williams just turned 24. And Bo Nix is older in that group. But yeah, when you looked at it, what was it? Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix both had like, I want to say, a full season, if not a season and a half more starts than Drake May or Caleb Williams in college. Like they were like full on seasoned vets when they arrived, which not surprising when you see the instant success they had. They even had more starts than Jordan Love, and he had a fair amount of starts in college because he was a 2-year starter. But he still needed time to develop because he was young and played at Utah State.
He was raw. He was very raw.
My whole thing always with the young QBs is that if you're going to play a guy early, take one of those older guys who've started a lot of games because they're the ones that can get out there and hit the ground running.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a Saints fan who's now is a full-on believer in Tyler Shuck with how he ended the season.
And here's the thing, Shuck, I would imagine if I was betting dollars to donuts, not to really talk about him, but those type of quarterbacks, they probably don't get a lot better. But if they're good and it's good enough for now, it's fine. But that's the downside for these guys is like what you see is what you get. You're going to get marginal improvement after a certain point.
You are who you are. You are in your athletic prime right now
you
already
yes.
at 26, right
But
when
also
you start.
all those starts and all that, like you have all this knowledge and like there's only so far you can really go.
So am I in my athletic prime?
Yes.
I'm currently 26.
So it's one of those things where I see these like memes on the internet where it's like, this guy is a medical marvel to be out there playing football at his age. He's 34 years old. You know?
yeah, Keenan Allen,
yeah. It's like, wow. I might as well just go right to the home. Like,
Or like Cam Hayward looks old.
Yeah.
On
Yes.
the Steelers, and I looked him up. He's only 36.
Really?
I think so. I'm pretty, or maybe 38.
it feels like he's been around
Exactly.
forever too. And then for me, his dad played in the NFL too. So Craig Hayward, Ironhead Hayward.
The craziest
the name
one
sticks
is
out for me forever.
Oh, okay.
The craziest one is Calais Campbell. He's 39 years old, still playing in the NFL. But
Wow.
he's like a whale. Like he's always getting bigger somehow, and it feels like he never slows down just because of his size.
Before we kick
It's
Riley out of
ridiculous.
here, I covered Calais Campbell. I talked to him a few times.
Oh, in Miami?
Yes, in Miami. A mountain of a man at college.
Yeah, he's 6'9".
Yes.
Wow.
And I'll paint this picture for you.
6'8".
That in the Miami Hurricanes locker room, the Orange Bowl where they played, they did not bring players to the podium, the head coach at that time, Randy Shannon, spoke at the podium. You had to go into the locker room. It was like going into a high school or middle school locker room where, like, the showers are, like, right next to the lockers. There's not a lot of space. The entire space is hot and steamy because everyone just took a shower, so you're, like, sweating bullets.
It's Miami.
Yes. You're trying to, like, half stand on those wood benches that are in between, like, a normal YMCA. But right now, the Miami Hurricanes back then aspired for a YMCA-size locker room. And trying to talk to Calais Campbell where you are, like I don't know, 4 or 5 inches away holding a mic, and he is a mountain. He's a mountain of a man, the nicest human being you've ever come across. And then he's got this sort of like Cookie Monster.
Yeah, he's got like Kratos for the God of War.
He's got this deep voice. Like I can't even. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of goofy too.
Jim Rutledge.
Yeah, it's deeper than that though.
It's crazy.
And Calais, if you probably could find him talking because maybe we can play that coming back. But he was one of the biggest human beings I've ever been around. It was just like an orbit to him. The only other person I can really think of that had that was Shaq.
Wow.
Where you're like, why do I feel like there's a presence, like a wall is behind me? Like if you were near Shaq and Shaq was behind you, you'd be like, is there a wall following me? Yeah. And the same thing with Calais Campbell. They were just dense, even at younger ages. They just carried this orbit.
Well, yeah, and they're looming over you too.
Yes.
The size plus the height is such just an intimidating combination.
And that was Calais in college. He probably added 75 pounds in the NFL, if not more. We found it, or should we go to break here and we'll kick Riley out?
Yeah, it's about time.
Okay, I don't know if you had it ready for Calais. Looked like you were looking for something there.
Oh, you want Calais first?
Yeah, let's hear.
We can bring up Calais.
You know, fizzle out, something you crash and burn. But now, for the first time in a long time, you know, when I'm talking trash, they got to hear me. All the guys in the locker room have to hear me, and I made a little money these last couple of weeks. I'm hoping to make a little bit more.
Does he not sound like a mix between Shaq and Charles Barkley?
Yep.
It's if you mesh their voices together, that's Calais Campbell's voice.
He might be right in between them height-wise, too. It might just be like the
he's
perfect
the mix of Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, because isn't Chuck like 6'8"? Is
no,
6'7"?
6'6".
6'6"?
Well, the big thing with Charles Barkley was like, how was he
middle.
such a great power forward? Because he was not that tall.
No.
But he was one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
Also one of the greatest March Madness hosts of all time.
That too.
Yes. And Milwaukee legend. Is that what you're going to get to?
Yeah, he is a Milwaukee legend. He loves the city of Milwaukee. Yes, we all know.
All right, let's kick Riley out. We're just gonna all the athletes who have been arrested with misdemeanors in Milwaukee.
Oh, Riley, you got to go the other. Riley's got to go the other way.
Riley, you got to go the other way because you can hear out in the bullpen in the Everlight Solar Studio.
I haven't played Minute to Win It before.
We trust him.
It's his first time. Give him a break. Give him a break. He'll be okay. He'll figure it out. He's a young boy, only 24. All right, so we were talking about the other potential DC options for Jim Leonhard and also potential head coach one day. So there are still currently 13 teams looking for a head coach and or defensive coordinator.
Okay.
So what do we want to set the over-under at for Riley on that list?
We're going to apply for nerves, but he's also, I think, pretty well versed in this.
He's been looking up the DC candidates. He's got to know it pretty well. 8.5?
Yeah.
He's only got a minute.
7.5?
I feel like 7.5 is pretty fair.
Okay.
Yeah. Just over half. And then Calais Campbell, is he like number 68? I feel like. Or he's 6'8". We'll go call her 6 and 8.
All right. That's 6'7".
No, that joke is dead. That joke died in 2026.
844-77 died in 2025.
Good point. Yes, there you go.
844-770-3776. Caller number 6. Caller number 8. 844-770-3776. You're going to be entered to win at least a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. It might even be a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 844-770-3776. This is Jim, Matt, Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Can the Hoosier model be replicated? Badger great and co-host of Wilde and Tausch, Mark Tauscher, seeing this as a start of a new wave. While off-field processes need retooling, Tausch on the effects this could have on college football.
Now, it's a hard blueprint to follow. But now, instead of it being 5 to 8 teams, maybe, there now is hope. There's still going to be the power players. But what we saw last night will be the beginning of a new era.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Looking for an easy lunch or dinner win? Pizza Hut's My Hut Box lets you pick a personalized pan pizza, a melt, and now you can choose wings as your entree. Boneless or traditional wings tossed in your favorite sauce or rub. One box, tons of options, all day, every day. My Hut Box is the best personalized meal combo starting at just $7.99. Head to one of their locations, order on the app, or online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. Feed good times. Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
This is Martin Sesaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Jim Rutledge alongside Riley Yout. We're going to play Minute to Win It here in a second, brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 3 great locations in the Madison area, one in the Forest, one in Verona, one in Madison. Whichever one you go to, you're going to have a great time. And you can do the brisket sandwich, you can do the burnt ends, you can do the fried pickles. So many great options at all 3 locations in the Madison area. All right, let's get to Minute to Win It.
Will they beat the odds?
I say everything with pure confidence, whether I think I'm totally right or not.
Or crumble under pressure?
I legitimately know one of these. I legitimately have one.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
All right, Riley, how nervous are you for your first minute to win it in that chair?
Pretty nervous. I am not confident in my minute to win it abilities, having listened to the segment before and hearing potential categories and coming up with potential categories when I filled in. But we'll see. We'll give it the old college try.
Well, the fun thing is that I had a pretty good idea of what we were going to be talking about today, and just so happens that Gene and Samperi actually brought up the topic for us. So I want to quiz your recall on some of the head coach and DC openings that he brought up in the previous segment. There are currently 13 teams looking for a head coach and or defensive coordinator as of right now in the NFL offseason. So you got to get as many as you can in under 1 minute. Your timer starts now.
Ravens.
The Ravens are looking for a DC.
Steelers.
The Steelers are looking for a head coach and a DC.
Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills also looking for both.
Can I say the... Nope, they aren't. Let's go with the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys, that's one of the teams Gene brought up, looking for a DC.
Yep. Let's go with no one in the north, out west. The Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals do need a new head coach.
Okay.
And DC.
No one else in the NFC West, AFC West. They made a hire. Nope, so it's not the Chargers.
He's run out of steam.
I know. I had good momentum going. The Indianapolis Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts are not looking for a head coach or a defensive coordinator.
The New York Giants.
The New York Giants still currently searching for a defensive coordinator for their new head coach, John Harbaugh. So that means, Riley, you got 6.
Ooh, close.
In today's.
Oh, was the line?
We said 7.5.
7.5. Dang it.
I worked it down. It was started at 8.5.
No, so
Jim had big expectations for you, Riley.
I looked at the list earlier, which is sad.
That's why I went high, is because Ryan had said you looked at the list.
Yep.
So
yes, I knew you were. I knew you were studying. It was a good line either way, 7.5. You got 6 of them.
Very unfortunate.
There's one incredibly obvious one you forgot that should have been like a free space in this stuff.
Oh my gosh, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. You
So
literally
that's where you get super close. Then
Yep.
You literally said out loud, it was like, oh, nobody in the North. You were talking NFC North when you said that, right?
Yes, I was. Yep. I just totally blanked. That's frustrating. I
So-
still would have got under, which sucks, but
I'm sorry, did you count the Lions into that? Or 'cause it's full?
The Lions aren't looking for a DC.
Oh, I thought you said DC or OOC.
No,
All right.
DC or head coach.
Gotcha.
So then there's the Green Bay Packers looking for a DC. The San Francisco 49ers looking
with
for a DC.
Saleh, yep.
Saleh taking over in Tennessee. They're also looking for
Oh
a
my
defensive
gosh,
coordinator
the
in
Titans.
Tennessee.
Jeez.
And then there's the Washington Commanders fired their DC.
Okay, I don't think I would have gotten that.
And then you mentioned the New York Giants. The Cleveland Browns need a new head coach and possibly DC, depending on whether
Jim Schwartz is currently under contract.
He's under contract, but it could
So
be
how does
TBD.
Flores work, because he is not under contract?
So yes, the Minnesota Vikings are looking for a DC currently. So they were on the list.
Okay.
And then there was also the Las Vegas Raiders and the Miami Dolphins, who's going to be the DC for Jeff Hafley.
If I had just said Dolphins
Covington.
and Packers, I would have got it. That pisses me off.
You're predicting DeMarcus Covington to Miami?
Yeah.
Really?
That makes sense.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's got ties to Hafley. He's got ties to the Packers. Obviously, the GM's down there.
They are
Hafley's
building
down there.
Lambeau South, yeah.
And
They're
Hafley might want to call plays for a little bit, or maybe hands it off to him. But you could, call plays for a year and then give it off Covington.
Okay, so I want your guys' thoughts on this, because I have a very good friend of mine who is a diehard Dolphins fan. He grew up in Wisconsin. How he became a Dolphins fan, don't get me started. But he... that sound effect, that's just insane. He is not a fan of the Jeff Hafley hire. He does not like it. He thinks the Dolphins are trying too hard to be like the Packers, and they're just desperately looking for everything that Mike McDaniel wasn't.
Yes.
So they're going with Jeff.
Interesting.
They're going with Jeff Hafley.
Should I hit that on the other side, or do you want me to give Mike?
I think we can talk about it on the other side. We are a little bit behind right now.
right.
But we talked about it yesterday extensively. Lambeau South. Evan Cohen doesn't like it either.
There's a tease there.
All right, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
Norman is a fake. Great call and great execution. celebration.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports and Update brought to you by The Jump Around, a Badgers dedicated show. Tune into Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel for all things Wisconsin Badgers. The search for the Green Bay Packers' next defensive coordinator has spread far and wide, but the one name every Wisconsin sports fan has circled is former Badgers defensive coordinator Jim Leonhard. Currently the defensive passing game coordinator for the Broncos, Leonard's list of supporters also includes former athletic director Barry Alvarez. Here's what Barry had to say about Jimmy Leonhard during last night's season finale of The Barry Alvarez Show.
If I'm Matt LaFleur, I'd go get the best coach I could get, and that's Jimmy Leonhard. I think everybody's recognized his ability. They respect what he's accomplished, his knowledge. If you can get Jimmy Leonhard, they need to go get him.
Watch last night's full season finale over on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Also listen back on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Stay up to date with the full list of potential defensive coordinator candidates for the Packers with Rob Domofsky's updating article over at ESPN.com. Tonight, WIC Wednesday is UW Platteville Women takes on Whitewater, 6:45 p.m. broadcast starts at
Metro
ESPN
Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special. Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other. Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good parts.
He's not just a basic Bears fan.
Old Rutledge is at it again.
Do you think Dad's got good Instagram game?
No. Instagram game. Oh my God. What's the most embarrassing thing your dad has ever done?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Existing. Savage.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That needs to be a drop.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Riley Oak, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The Mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
Much better than our first
Yeah,
one,
that was
Ryan.
music to my ears.
We got it that time.
No Molly Brown, no Matt Hamilton. Riley Yauk is in primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbos Talking text line. This is more. We do have a Siding Unlimited poll question here that we threw out. Will you be disappointed if Jim Leonhard is not the DC of the Green Bay Packers? And right now it is 50% of you say, or 51% of you say yes, 49% of you say no.
Wow.
And actually, as I refreshed it, it flipped. 49% say yes, 51% say no.
We might have a runoff with this one. Guys. Okay, how many votes are in on that, too?
65.
65? Okay, we need a bigger sample size, but
That's a nice little sample size, though.
I mean, that definitely indicates that he's the number one candidate on most people's list, though, right? I mean, because I don't think there's anyone else saying that for, like, Raheem Morris or even Al Harris, right?
I doubt it. I feel like Al Harris would be the only other name that would resonate with Packers fans because he's a Packers legend. Outside of that, there's no shot.
One other one I could think of is maybe Brian Flores. Brian Flores feels like the most no-brainer if you can get him. Like, he's got to be the best, but he just doesn't seem like he's really available.
I can't. From everything I've read, is either he's going to be the head coach somewhere or back with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Like the Vikings already have an offer on the table. Like
some other team would have to come in and give like a Godfather offer to get him.
I don't think the Packers, like people are presenting that he was a finalist for the Packers job, so that's why I want to be the DC.
Was he really a finalist the last time around? I don't remember that.
That's some stuff that I've read.
Yeah, the Twitter rumors are all over the place.
You can go bleep yourself. Like, you didn't hire me. Why am I going to be your defensive coordinator?
I mean,
no.
Would Jim Leonhard not say the same thing to the Packers?
But that one was more, didn't Leonard turn them down?
That is what it seemed to indicate, yes. It's more of if the Packers are holding the grudge, not as Jim Leonhard.
And it seems like reports would indicate that they ended pretty amicably. Like, it wasn't anything like, oh, blank you.
Yeah.
Jason Rowley was also saying on Wally and Tauscher this morning that he believes, based off what he's hearing from some people inside the building, is that the Packers and Matt LaFleur specifically would be very open to giving him another interview. They would welcome him back and give him another chance, which I know every Packers fan, every Badgers fan loves to hear it. I love to hear it.
Yeah. He's one of us. He's our guy. That would be awesome. Think of how legendary that career would be. Walk on at Wisconsin, 2-time All-American, 10-year career in the NFL. You're bouncing around the coaching circuit. I mean, he coached for Brett Bielema at Illinois, but we can forget about that. And then you end up as defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. Come on. He wins a Super Bowl with the Packers. That would be the ideal storybook ending for Jim Leonhard. And he'd probably have a really long career after that. He's probably nowhere even close to being done. But that would be sick. I love that.
I think you guys could. I think Matt Eberflus is kind of the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Flus.
Just pounding the table.
Yeah.
Flus is loose in Green Bay.
NFL coach.
Hard-nosed.
Yeah, buddies with LaFleur.
Could take some of that stuff off of LaFleur's plate. Exactly.
Time management. The guy was killer at the end of the game.
Awesome.
Absolutely amazing. In fact, the time management's the very thing that got him his job in the first place. It's what got him fired, too.
At
the end of that Lions game.
I will say, I loved watching him.
I did love watching his games. I did love him as a head coach. That's true.
I mean, all you have to do is, and Ben Johnson's good, but, good Lord. It's almost the same roster. And
the only difference is the offensive line is the only difference.
Right. Mm-hmm. But Ben Johnson came in and said we need an offensive line.
So do you think there's anything that, if we immediately see a better defense starting week 1 next year for the Green Bay Packers, are we ready to say that Jim Leonhard's already a better D coordinator than Jeff Hafley ever was?
Well, two things. One, no.
Because especially if he does it week 1, though, that's without Micah, by the way.
But I will say this on the Eberflus joke, and then we'll move on to a couple other things. Him being, I think he was linebackers. Him being the linebackers coach for the Packers is not out of the question.
Eberflus?
I think right now his destiny is now to be a positional coach for a year or two.
I don't mind that.
That's what I'm saying. No,
I'm assuming if you got to the point where you were a head coach for an NFL franchise, you're probably pretty darn good at something coaching wise.
Yes, and he was. But I could see him as position because he has the history with LaFleur. I could see him as a positional coach.
Does he actually have history with LaFleur, other than just they sat together
they
at
were
the
buddy
Bucks
buddy
game?
at the Bucks game.
Was it a Bucks game?
Yeah.
Or was it a Marquette game?
I thought it was a Bucks
But
game.
I would imagine he has more history with LaFleur than a lot of other coaching candidates.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, a linebackers coach position for a guy like Eberflus would not blow my mind, even for the Packers.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a guy who hates the Bears? I guarantee he hates the Bears.
The Flus.
The Flus is loose. Then you can say that all the time, anytime Edgerrin Cooper makes a great play.
Yes.
All right, so I want to ask a question. I'm going to go a little bit left field here because we got For Real Phony coming up, and we're going to hear Giannis, some clips from Giannis on Monday, or from Monday.
Giannis, that's campo.
During that, and we also got Stone. So you asked a question before about Jeff Hafley and him going to the Dolphins. And, Prime, what are your thoughts on Jeff Hafley and him being a successful coach or not?
Whether he's going to be a successful head coach, I'm not really sure. I think he was a pretty good D coordinator. I think having Micah Parsons helped a lot, and I think his first year he had such great results, I think, because they had some really good assistants who they also lost. Anthony Campanile, I mentioned it earlier in the week. He was a really good assistant linebackers coach for the Green Bay Packers that one season. He went on to be the it was the Dolphins DC this past year, and he's also getting interviewed for head coaching positions this year, so he's obviously super qualified. So I don't know exactly how great Jeff Hafley was as a D coordinator. I think he was solid, but I think being a good head coach depends more on the kind of the core value aspects that we're talking about, like leadership, buy-in. Do players want to follow you? I think that kind of stuff. It seems from everything I heard from players, he's aces at that. I could see him being a solid head coach. Maybe not in Miami, just because it's so unstable, though. I think he would need a better franchise. You'd want him to have more like what Matt LaFleur's landing spot was in Green Bay. Really established, you just kind of need to revamp things.
See, I think
he needs a quarterback.
Yeah,
yes,
I think it's going to be a
disaster.
disaster. Maybe not quite to Eberflus levels, because in year one for Eberflus, they were tearing it down. So year one was a disaster. They purposely tried to gut everything.
Which is what Miami's going to do this year.
Yes, so it could honestly be the same. But Eberflus is what the comp I have for Hafley. That Eberflus was never an elite guy. People thought of him as a leader, thought he was going to be that guy. And Chicago hired him, who I think is a great comp for Mike McDaniel, after they fired Matt Nagy. They fired Matt Nagy, and then they brought in Eberflus.
So you're just saying go the opposite with the offensive, defensive mind?
Yep. And you go with a guy who doesn't have a long track record of success as a defensive coordinator, but was successful for a little bit, and Eberflus was with the Colts. He was not he was a D coordinator in college. He was not a head coach in college, Eberflus, but he was from Missouri, then to the Colts, then to the Bears. Jeff Hafley, failed college coach, and then went to DC 2 years. Last year was more impressive than this year.
Yep.
And it's more of the leader of men, sort of like, I'm going to be this guy. It was a disaster. Maybe I'm wrong. That's the vibe I get. Like, if I'm a Dolphins fan, I am worried. I feel like it's a mistake.
I know. I think it's a good hire, but that's because I like Jeff Hafley, and I've been drinking all the Jeff Hafley Kool-Aid the past 2 seasons. But I told my friend this, at a bare minimum, even if he is an absolute garbage head coach for the Miami Dolphins and it just continues their line of ineptitude, at the bare minimum, they're going to have fun at the podium. Like, he's going to give great answers. He's going to be way more enjoyable to listen to than Mike McDaniel was. And I'm not worried about Jeff Hafley being scared of the cold.
So 2 things. Right? Yeah. 2 things I want to throw out to you guys. One, off of that, do you know who the 2 winningest coaches are in Miami Dolphins history?
Don Shula?
Don Shula is easily number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Wanstead.
Wow, what a pull!
He's correct.
Wanstead,
right? Dave Wanstead.
Yes.
Wow, he's only ever seen that name written out, never said.
No, yeah, that's true. Actually,
Yep.
my godfather got me an autographed picture of Dave Wanstead just for no reason. He gives me random stuff. I also have an Eric Dickerson signed Colts.
Jim, he's been preparing for that question his entire life.
That was ideal. That was ideal.
I thought I was going to get you guys.
You should have.
I know Dave Wanstead. He was the big high. He was actually a solid Bears coach, not great, solid Bears coach, but he was the D coordinator for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I've seen him
went
on
to
a
the
lot
Bears.
of NFL
He
films.
coached the Pittsburgh, not Steelers, Panthers college. He coached college for a while too.
Oh, okay.
How long did he coach the Dolphins?
So I guess a decent amount of time. I believe he went from Dallas, DC, Bears head coach, Dolphins head coach, to Pittsburgh, and I think that's where he was from. He coached the Panthers.
Okay,
and had them as a decent program. He was kind of a slightly above average head coach across the board. Like, I think he overall would call him slightly above average with the Bears, and same with the Dolphins, and same with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he coached the Dolphins for 5 seasons. He went 42-31.
Yeah.
Pretty
so
solid.
what you're saying is the standard in Miami is very
the
low.
the Wani standard is what they call it there.
Okay.
I will say the crazy stat that I did hear Evan Cohen mentioned earlier this week is that the Dolphins have now hired 8 first-time head coaches in a row.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, that's probably what's setting them up for failure over and over again more than anything.
Seem intelligent.
You're really just grasping at straws, and there's probably more leadership changes that need to happen than we know about.
The owner is also a big issue for them.
I covered his opening press conference after he bought the team.
Stephen Ross.
I was at a Wayne Huizenga off the record, but you could report it. So why I was there, I don't know.
Wayne Huizenga?
Yeah,
What?
I was the previous owner of the
Oh,
Dolphins.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So Wayne Huizenga was the previous owner of the Miami Dolphins. And there was all of a sudden us beat reporters were downstairs. This is what happens when you're just like around teams. And they're like, hey, you can go upstairs into Wayne Huizenga's boardroom. We're like, okay. So we go into his boardroom. They're like, hey, no cameras, no recording devices, but you can report on what you heard here. And
So that's what Ed Policy did with the Packers beat reporters when he gave that first, and when he talked about the lame duck thing. That was the exact same situation.
So I'm there with like George Sedano and like Tim Graham, who used to work for ESPN, Volan, who works for ESPN, like all, but they were not working for ESPN at the time. It was just like a room full of like incredibly talented people. And then like Joe Rose, who is like their version of Mark Tauscher down there. Like he was a TV guy and a radio host and a former Dolphin player. Like just a room full of people that I didn't belong in.
And then there was
Jim Rutledge.
Yes, and Jim Rutledge, like still maybe had just finished or was still taking classes at Florida Atlantic University. And so this is where I'm at.
Were you wearing like a shorts and a t-shirt too? At the time?
Probably. Now to be
Hawaiian.
fair, in down in Florida, like khaki shorts and a polo is
For
not-
sure, yeah, you
So
gotta.
I feel like I was probably
That's
rocking a
business
polo,
casual.
but like down, it's hot. The practices are hot. Everything's outdoors. So, anyways, I was in there and they tell us the news and everything. Then I go on Evan Cohen's show down in West Palm, and that was like one of the first times I was on the radio. Is that Evan's asking me questions about what I saw, and then I covered a Stephen Ross press conference as well.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm old.
Yeah.
Old Rutledge is at it again.
We were watching the Ace Ventura movie, Pet Detective. Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that one?
That's an old one.
And I was like, one, the dolphin's not a real thing. Like, the Dolphins never had a dolphin, at least when I was down there. Because I have a place in my heart for the Miami Dolphins. I covered them, and then when I used to go down and visit, like, I'd see a Dolphin game once in a while, and, like, you just there. But I was at Joe Robbie Stadium plenty of times. That's where Ace Ventura is shot. That's where that's where the Marlins used to play.
Oh, that's where they shot that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes, well, the Dolphins played there too, but the Marlins played in the Dolphin Stadium.
Oh, did they? Oh, so.
Then the Dolphins, yeah.
So wait, was it a baseball and football field?
It was a football, yes.
So was it kind of the intermediary between like the Orange Bowl and the Hard Rock stadiums, or
no? Orange Bowl is where the Dolphins played a long time ago. Then the Hurricanes played there.
Yeah.
And then there was Joe Robbie Stadium, and then the Marlins played at Joe Robbie.
Okay.
Yeah, I only know that from MLB The Show video games.
And I don't think it was Joe. And I don't think
it's again. Riley's just been preparing his entire life for this conversation.
And I don't know if it was called Joe Robbie. I don't think it was at that point when I was down there. But,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I think Joe Robbie's a famous Dolphin.
Sounds
should
right.
know.
Player or animal? Like just an animal that's
just a famous Dolphin.
Probably player. That's Joe Robbie right there.
Up there with Flipper.
Well,
or
now
whoever the other famous Dolphins are.
Yeah, Shamu was his cousin.
I was going to ask you guys about McCarthy if you're rooting for him, but we can just do that later. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Can we put this in all marketing materials going forward? We are the #1 show for people working in the train industry or families that have worked in the train industry. Right here in Madison, Wisconsin, we are the #1 show for that audience. Diesel dudes lifting the coal into the fire.
On 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
What's it like to have a 20-plus year business technology relationship with James Imaging Systems? Listen to Doug Brown, Assistant Executive Director with the Dane County Humane Society.
It feels like having an extra person on our own team that's coming to take care of us.
Tell us more.
Their ability to help us with our problems, whether it's proactively planning to prevent problems or when a problem arises, they're always right here to help us get things going again.
So the benefit of working with James Imaging Systems?
It's one less thing to worry about. It just makes us feel like we're in good hands, makes us feel like we have somebody who is on our side and genuinely trying to help us accomplish our daily tasks.
Doug, would you recommend James to others?
I would 100% recommend James Imaging Systems to anybody who is looking for somebody to help them with their copiers, their printers, their services on their existing equipment. We've been happy for decades.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
4 years, it's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to raise a toddler into a kindergartner, to train for something big and become someone new.
Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest for 4 years, so you can invest in your home and use your hard-earned savings for life's biggest moments. Offering Pella exclusive features like blinds between the glass and customizations to match every home style. We believe in providing our customers with the highest quality products and top-notch service at a price you can afford. Tested, safe, durable, and backed by a limited lifetime warranty, Pella's rated #1 for craftsmanship, innovation, and exceptional design.
So aim high and think long-term when setting your New Year's resolution. And imagine what you can accomplish in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella Windows and Doors Wisconsin. Start your journey today at PellaWI.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honeys.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
This weather sucks, but I have a big blue truck from Simon Chevy in Mount Horeb, so I'm able to cut through the snow, handle the wind. All that being said, I have a press pass to the game tonight, Oklahoma City versus the
Big
Bucks.
rivalry.
And I was going to work out in Milwaukee today, but then I pulled the plug on that because I just didn't feel like driving in the cold. And then I said, you know what? I could go after today's show and catch this game because it tips off at 8:30. But the thought of having to drive back in this weather, even though my big blue truck from Simon Chevy in Mount Horeb can handle it, being tired and driving back in it is one thing. But then also, I do not miss from my days of being a beat reporter in Wisconsin, because in Florida this was not a problem, getting into your car and it's usually NBA games or sometimes Badger basketball games where it is just ungodly cold and it's like this -12. Yep. And you got to get into this freezing car and freeze for basically your entire ride home. And it's a miserable feeling. And I felt, as much as I'd love to see OKC again, I'm just not going to do it. And also drive too close together. I don't want to drive to Milwaukee, see the game, and then come back.
Because that game's not going to end till 11, 11:30.
Yeah, I honestly think the experience you're talking about of getting into the car and driving home sounds a lot like watching the Bucks right now, too.
Yes.
So I think there wouldn't be much
Honestly,
enjoyable.
the reason was it might be the last time I see Giannis.
In Milwaukee, yeah.
All right, let's hear from Giannis as we play a little For Real or Phony.
Well, look who's talking now.
You talking to me? Then who the hell else are you talking to? Talking to me?
Now, are they speaking the truth
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
or feeding us crap?
You're a phony! Hey, everybody! This guy's a great big phony!
Time to decide if it's for real or phony.
Yeah, guys, so some of these comments from Giannis kind of fell through the cracks a little bit as we were still collecting ourselves after Jeff Hafley was leaving to become the Miami Dolphins' next head coach. But these are his post-game comments after Monday's win over the Hawks, that game where they were winning by like 20 points all game and then had to gut it out at the end and win by 2 against one of the other worst teams in the NBA right now. So this was on Monday, the MLK Day matinee that they played. Giannis was asked after the game if thinks he would still finish this season in Milwaukee. Here's what he had to say.
How confident are you'll finish the season with the Bucks?
I don't know. I take it day by day.
Guys, we've heard the comments from Giannis all season. He's committed to Milwaukee. This is my city. He'll never request a trade. How does it feel to now hear him say, he's taking it day by day? Riley, does this sound for real or phony from Giannis?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's being for real. I don't think,
So he's phony the rest of the time?
Exactly. Like, he's got to pick a lane and choose it. Like, this is so ridiculous at this point. If you don't want to be here, just pick one. Either be loyal or go seek a championship and leave and request a trade. I don't care. I think he probably wants to win another championship but doesn't want to seem like the bad guy. So he's probably like, yeah, I don't know. So I think that is genuinely where he's at right now, but it's ridiculous. Just at this point, I think he wants to move on. So he should just move on. Just request a trade.
Yeah, Giannis, just man up here. What are we doing? Like, just say,
Word salad.
I care about winning championships, and wherever that is, that's where I want to be.
Yep, and Milwaukee will always hold a special place in your heart,
Right.
and we're going to build a statue for you. It's fine. You won your championship here. You can move on and not be a villain, I think.
So
at
to
this
Riley's point, in that specific day-by-day is very much a for-real statement from Giannis, but he is a phony. And the Bucks can just man up. You're a professional organization. Fans in Wisconsin want to be loyal. Go out there and find the best damn deal you can for Giannis, and then make that deal. And then if you need to make another deal after that, trade Miles Turner, burn the whole thing to the ground as fast as possible with as many assets as possible coming in, and then maybe flip more of those assets for more draft picks. I am so distracted. Jordan Taylor, former Badger and guest to jump around, is on the broadcast here for the Big Ten Network. And Buzz Williams showed up and he had hair because I think he coaches Maryland. So, sorry. There's just too many things happening over
Think
there.
it's plugs? What do you think it is? Hair plugs?
That's a lot of plugs.
It's
Maybe he
the
always
Brian-
had hair and maybe he just shaved it. It's not a lot of hair. It's like
the Brian Urlacher stuff that you see on the billboards, going
billboards
down
on
to
Chicago,
O'Hare
yeah.
Airport.
That catches my attention. No, I would say, though, like, man, Giannis, the Bucks, someone has to man up and just make the move.
Yeah. Well, I will say Giannis also did answer some other questions from this very eloquent British reporter, by the way, who was asking questions.
I noticed.
I have no clue why he just happened to be covering the Bucks-Hawks game on MLK Day. He was. But
Shout out
anyways,
this guy.
he was also asking Giannis about some of the potential trades and teams holding off their trades, waiting to hear what's going to happen with Giannis at the deadline.
Teams are holding off on their trade moves to see what happens with you, Giannis. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, can't control that. I can't control what other teams do, man. I just try to focus on my job, which is go out there, compete, and try to win games.
Last week,
Guys, does that sound for real or phony from Giannis? He can't control what other teams are doing at the trade deadline, holding off their trades. Jim, what do you think?
It's phony. He can
You're a
control
phony!
it by saying he's coming back. No reason to even bother holding off. Or he could control it by saying, I want out.
Yep, that's all it takes.
Give the Bucks the bag. Either way, he makes a hard decision one way or the other, and he's controlling it.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a contrarian here, but I'm going to go for real. I think genuinely he is probably just worried about basketball for the most part, but his agent damn well sure can control this, and I'm sure Giannis has input into what his agent is doing right now.
His agent's his own person, Riley.
Exactly.
Come on.
I know. I want to say I was filling in or I was listening when we had those for real or we had that for real or phony too.
Can't
when
control
his
what my agent does?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous. That is phony.
All right,
But-
the last one I'll play for you guys here. Speaking of, he's just focusing on basketball. He's also focusing on a different philosophy this year. Let's hear what this last question that our eloquent British reporter had to ask Giannis about one of the gestures he made to fans last week, actually, guys.
it felt like a turning point when the fans in Milwaukee booed you and you booed them back. How did that moment feel in your heart?
Felt great. I don't know, for some reason I enjoy being the villain this year.
Even with your own fans?
It doesn't really matter with everybody. It doesn't matter. It just makes my motor go more. You know, it makes me hungry when I play. It just makes me compete more. It doesn't matter. I just love playing basketball, and anything that can kind of spark my fire in me, I love it.
Riley, Giannis felt great booing back at the fans.
See, maybe that last part's true, where he can use everything that he gets, doesn't matter which fans. But him saying at the beginning that it didn't matter that it was his fan, that is 100% phony.
You're a phony!
It sounded like he was on the verge of tears while answering that. And it's okay for him to feel that way, to feel bad. And I don't think he needs to come out here and say, like, no, I'm fine. I like the motivation. I like being the villain this year. It's like, no, that's your hometown crowd. These are the fans you've been playing for your whole career, the ones that watched you win a championship, who have believed in you this entire time. Like, don't give him that BS. I think he's just frustrated with where everything is at right now. That is 100% phony.
Jim?
Yeah, what are we doing? Obviously, you should not boo back at your own fans.
You don't think he might feel great about it, which is a big red flag if you're a Bucks fans.
Yeah, he might, but
It's probably better if he's being phony for Bucks fans.
the whole thing is stupid. Like, honestly, that was one of the most embarrassing things. And this villain thing, what are we? So he's just going full LeBron now?
He's made it kind of a thing the past few weeks. The Bucks, even their social media channels, are like buying into it too. He's doing like the Bane mask, covering hands over the face.
That never works. Either you are the villain or you're not the villain.
I think he's trying to embrace it at this point, and he's
Yeah,
going
how'd
to
that
be
work
up
for
at
That's
LeBron.
not who he is.
LeBron's worst season in Miami was the year he tried to be the villain.
I mean, it definitely feels like Giannis is turning himself into the villain with Bucks fans at this point.
Right.
He's just, by playing this game and drawing it out, like it's souring everybody on like what our memories are going to be of this guy.
That's what I said earlier. Like, just get traded so you can move on and we don't have this era drag continually. And the Bucks need to make the move because otherwise, the other option, and Bucks fans have every right to be mad, is that if Giannis still plays this game and the Bucks mortgage more of their future to get like Zach LaVine or something, now it's even worse. Yeah. Because now you got
when's your next draft
some burning
pick?
embers on top of the foundation there for the Bucks.
They have a draft pick this year, but it's the worst
last
pick
one
of the Pelicans or the Bucks.
And it's the last one until like 2033
Yeah,
or something.
The only
right?
reason they have any picks is because the NBA protects teams from being ultra stupid.
Yeah. Which you could argue is the Milwaukee Bucks right now.
Safety net, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, it really is.
It's a toxic relationship. Both parties, like, they want to break up, but they don't for the sake of, like, a child or something. It's ridiculous.
And the
I
child's
don't
like,
get it.
I'm 20.
Just
go.
Just go.
I don't care. I don't live here anymore. Anyways.
That is the sentiment of all Bucks fans at this point, I think.
Carbon World Health is where you can go to work out your aggression. You can go there for semaglutide, hydrofacials, plenty of great things at Carbon World Health in Sun Prairie or in Madison. We're going to throw some stones next.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
At Carbon World Health, feeling your best isn't a luxury, it's a lifestyle. From advanced aesthetics and rejuvenating med spa treatments to personalized wellness care, everything there is designed around you. Whether you're refreshing your look, boosting your confidence, or investing in total body wellness, Carbon World Health combines medical expertise with a spa-like experience you'll love. Discover the med spa Sun Prairie is talking about. Book your consultation today at Carbon World Health, where wellness meets results.
I worried about choosing the right two-year college where credits would transfer to UW, but I figured out a great path. At Madison College, I'm in the STEM program. The classrooms are intimate, instructors are engaging, and best of all, I'll be able to transfer to UW debt-free. My advice to others, start your journey here. You won't regret it. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text Line. This is more.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Martin Sesaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Jim Rutledge alongside Riley Yauch. Primetime Laura Sean behind the glass. Matt and Molly will be back tomorrow, I think. And feel more confident in Molly than Matt.
Allegedly.
Yes. This is Jim, Molly, and sometimes Matt Hamilton.
So, unfortunately, Matt still has to work.
Does he, though?
Yeah, he does on Thursday.
We'll see.
Allegedly.
That's actual factual.
All right, let's get throwing stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
This kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out.
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
All right, so have you guys heard the exploding trees outside?
Not
heard
yet.
them yet?
Can't
Not yet?
say I've heard them here.
Not here, yes.
So before we get to the exploding trees, and I really got to figure out how to say this woman's name. Meteorologist Sam, is it Kuffel?
I believe it's Kuffel,
okay,
yeah.
Sam Kuffel.
Kuffel.
Yeah. Extreme cold warning is now in effect for the whole state for Thursday night, -1 through 1 p.m. on Friday. Wind chills will bottom out between -45 and -40 Friday morning, only to improve to -25 Friday afternoon.
Oh my gosh.
Milwaukee Public
she's
Schools and other districts have already announced they're closed on Friday.
Yeah. We'll be here working on Friday, by the way.
Someone's gotta.
What's
Someone's
this
gotta be
weed?
in?
You got a mouse in your pocket?
Yeah, I guess you guys can do the show from home. I'll be here in the control room freezing to death. It's the first time this control room will be below 70 degrees probably. But anyways, yeah, exploding trees are all the rage, apparently out on the East Coast. This is a news reporter, actually a TikTok from Matthew Capucci, who's a meteorologist somewhere out on the East Coast. Well, he can break down what's going on with the exploding trees across the country right now.
It's so cold in New England that trees are actually exploding. Saturday could be the coldest night since 2016 as lows plummet well below zero. A burst of Arctic air is bringing temperatures 30 degrees below normal from Canada. And the sudden drop in temperatures is causing sap to expand in trees, leading the trees to actually explode. And there have already been reports of cryoseisms or frost quakes, basically earthquakes made by water and the ground expanding, causing the ground to crack.
I don't know if we're going to have frozen earthquakes here in Wisconsin.
There were some last year. Did you guys feel them at all?
I didn't realize.
No, I was sitting in my house. So last year I lived like a block or two away from the station, right near the edge of Lake Mendota. And me and my roommate were just sitting in our little breakfast nook in our kitchen one day, and the house shook. And we were like, what the hell just happened?
It's like a Dr. Seuss story.
Yes.
The nook shook.
Yes. Why did our house just shake? And we were very concerned. And then we looked it up, and there was an ice quake on Lake Mendota. It was just one of those big cracks, the fissures you see in the middle, and it causes like a mini little seismic shift. It was nuts.
I've slept through actual earthquakes as a child, so when I visited my family out in California, I slept through an earthquake.
What Richter scale?
Oh, man. It wasn't, it was like, I would
It's got to be like a 3 or something.
Probably, because I think I said it was like a 3 to 4.
Yeah, like a tremor, yeah.
Yeah, but I slept through it. I mean, stuff was knocked off the walls.
Yeah, either way, I would probably...
I just my drawers.
If I was ever around an earthquake, especially an ice earthquake. That sounds like something from a movie.
Yes, it was literally like maybe 5 to 10 seconds. It was super short and not very impactful, but it shook. It was It was weird. It was a weird experience.
So we got to watch out for frozen earthquakes, trees exploding, and I guess being blown away.
Yes.
Like that's what we have to worry about over the weekend.
They're frozen to death.
Oh my God.
Do you think that these exploding trees will be the new? And I don't know if you guys were like this, but when I was younger, no, but like I was convinced that like quicksand was going to be a real problem in my life.
Yes, of course.
Yes. You mentioned earthquakes, like real concern of maybe I fall through the cracks into the molten core of the, you know, like
volcanoes were a big deal.
Yeah, volcanoes
for sure.
were scary as well.
Whirlpools were the big one.
Yeah,
I was terrified.
Yeah, yes.
The idea of a whirlpool was like the most terrifying thing I could think of as a child.
Right.
True. Like I thought that would be like how you plummet into hell.
Yes, exactly. And so like I don't know if the exploding trees will be the new one of those. What I wanted to ask you guys this, because my wife's not as old as I am, and I'm old, but I remember these PSAs. One of them were like, it's 9 o'clock, do you know where your kids are? That speaks to what parenting in the 80s was, the 90s.
Indeed.
Like, who? No, I don't know where my parents are. Like, everyone knows where everyone is now.
Yep.
But the other one was, and I still don't know exactly why. Maybe I can kind of look it up and share on the other side of the break there. But there was a major concern, a big push, PSAs and everything. Maybe Ryan can find the YouTube. I guarantee there's a YouTube PSA of this. Don't play hide and seek in random fridges that might be on like the side of the road, because a few kids or some kids would go inside a fridge and then get trapped and die because their friends wouldn't find them. It was even in an episode of Punky Brewster, which was a TV show, that some kid got stuck in a fridge and almost died, like a decommissioned fridge you put out like on the side of the road.
How would you die?
Well, because back then, like, nothing was kid safe. So, like, the door would shut, and then you're just like,
oh, you're trapped. Oh, you literally can't get out.
Yeah, you can't get out of it.
Okay.
So, like, they had they had those handles that would click.
Yeah, the latch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was somehow less worried about that happening to me than quicksand. Quicksand was the big one for me.
Quicksand was more realistic than the refrigerators.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just I don't know. Just you never know where it could be.
See, for me, it was I watched. I think in 3rd grade they had us watch this like history of the Earth video, and then they ended it. It was in like this inflatable dome thing, and it projected so you could see all the stars, the dinosaurs, whatever. And then they end the video. There's currently an asteroid circling the Earth now, and it could hit in the next few years. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
the world's gonna end.
The asteroids was another one too. I remember asteroids were a bit of like wait, especially like when Armageddon and there was another movie, and I was older then, but you're still like, wait, I'm sorry, what? They're like, oh yeah, asteroids fly by the Earth all the time. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I wish I never knew that.
Exactly.
Meteors were truly terrifying. In 2012, I think I was 13 at the time, or actually I would have been still 12 at the time. When the Mayan end of the Earth was supposed to happen, we were gonna get hit by like the movie 2012. If you guys remember that,
yeah.
I had some like legitimate like sleepless nights thinking about it when I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Kids. I mean, this with all due respect, I was one of myself as well. Kids are dumb.
Very gullible.
They believe a lot of things. You gotta talk to kids once in a while because they have these fears you're not even aware that they have. You're like, I'm sorry, you're afraid of what? No, that's not.
Why?
Spider-Man will not be out your window. I'm sorry that this was a concern for yours. There's no quicksand in the backyard. All these sorts of things. You just have to kind of remind them every once in a while. But we'll see if we can find that. I'll see if I can send you a link for the Don't Go in a Fridge PSA. It was a big deal.
Okay.
On the other side is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Braden Hermsdorf from Oregon High School. You're a Panther.
Sure am.
What does it mean to be a Panther?
Means everything. Means representing your school, always being a leader. That's what we focus here. Pride. Focus on Panther pride and wearing it loud and proud like I am right now.
Now, you've had some issues. Knee surgeries, 2.
3. Oh, 3
Actually, 3, but it was 2 years that you missed, though, right?
Yep.
You look at your time at Oregon, what do you think you're going to remember the most?
How fast it went, and I'm always going to remember perspectives. I watched on the sidelines for 2 full years, and I feel like I learned some great lessons. Cherishing moments. Like, you got to always cherish it when you're in high school, and that's, I feel like, what I learned from sitting on the sidelines. Things are so much better when you're playing sports as an athlete.
There's no chill on the deals at Metro Ford of Madison. Right now, get into a 2025 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for up to 66 months plus $2,000 retail bonus cash. Looking for something sporty? Check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport with 3.9% APR up to 66 months, $2,500 bonus cash. Or lease for $319 a month with $38.49 due at signing. But hurry, offer ends February 2nd. Visit MetroFordofMadison.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Join before January 31st to get the lowest rates of 2026. Make sure you join the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow.
Well, it's January, which means routines are back, but the sports action never slows down. Big football matchups, playoff intensity every weekend, and elite hoops almost every night. And when there's this much going on, it always feels good to be right, especially on Prize Picks. Mark Tauscher here, and Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. Pick at least 2 player projections, choose more or less, and you're done. No drafts, no waiting. I'm talking lineups you can make in under a minute. And now there's a new feature I love, early payouts. If your lineup starts hot, you can have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. And plus, with stacks, you can pick the same player up to 3 times in one lineup, points, assists, and threes all together, only on Prize Picks. Deposits and withdrawals, they're fast and easy, available in all 50 states. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. You know that honeydew list that's been sitting on your counter since what, 2020? Yeah, we can handle that. From leaky faucets to light fixtures, our handyman team at Bruner Realty fixes it all. Fast, friendly, and done right the first time. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com. Because your to-do list deserves a happy ending.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honeys.
This is Martin Sesaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Oh, here they come again. And I'm frightened because a child can become trapped in me and suffocate in 10 minutes. Children have such imaginations. To them, an abandoned refrigerator can be a jail in the Old West. If I must be stored, make me safe by one of the methods described in this free booklet. Make me safe so children can play safe.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I'm the only person old enough on this show to remember these sorts of PSAs. I wonder if we can find the AHAM Your Child Trust You pamphlet.
AHAM.
Also, the pacing of that PSA is weird. Does it not sound like he's going to give more examples than just a jail? And then he just ended it like that. And it's like, and now we'll refer to the pamphlet.
No, they had to cut it down a little bit there.
An abandoned refrigerator can be a jail
this
in the
is the
Old
Talking
West.
Fridge, by the way, if you're just tuning in. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube. Or you can't see it on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. But if you're just tuning in, I referenced last segment about fridges were a major issue back in the 80s.
So you can't see the video because I just pull it up on YouTube here, but there's literally like a collage on this PSA where it's telling you like what you could do with your fridge to prevent your kids from suffocating inside of it.
Yeah.
You could modify or remove the latch, attach blocks or bumpers, chain and padlock the fridge, or just remove the door. You could just take the door off your fridge and then the fridge is pointless, I'm pretty sure, at that point.
Well,
but
yeah, all
your kids are
these
safe.
Yeah, but they're saying, but it's not like an active fridge.
Oh, so this is
These are on the side of the road.
These are side of the road fridges, which
Who
were
just side of the road.
There's a lot.
Fridge.
There were a lot of side of the road
Like it's a
fridges
couch?
back in Jim's day.
The 80s were different. You had Camel smoking cigarettes and selling cigarettes to kids. You got the Marlboro Man. You got fridges on the side of the road. I mean, it's shocking that we like go look at a car seat from back then. And they put kids in the front
there's no
seat.
seatbelts,
The fact that any child made it out of the 80s.
The whole open to the show, That 70s Show, where there's like 4 people sitting in the front row of that like station wagon, and just none of them were on a seatbelt.
Forget the front row. I had a friend, and this is when she was 16. So 1996. The car was from like the 80s. It was a station wagon. In the back of the station wagon, where the normal you have that flat area you can throw your groceries and stuff.
Yep.
There was a compartment you could push up, and then a bench seat would pop out. And you could sit there. So me and my buddy, why not? So that's where we'd always sit when we went for a ride. If she drove, we're in the back. So you'd sit in the back and look out. You'd look out.
Oh,
of
out the back.
Oh, towards the back. Oh, yes, I have seen that too.
Yes, you'd look
Just
out
wild.
towards the back. That was the extra row of seating back in the day.
Wow.
In case you want,
If we got in a car accident, I'd be dead.
in case you want the pickup truck truck bed view, that's what you get to.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm sure they just threw kids in the back of the pickup truck as
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
and then they
100%.
probably flew off the back because they weren't tied down by anything, I'm sure.
And all me and Ryan got were anti-piracy PSAs.
Anti-piracy.
Piracy is not a victimless crime.
It certainly wasn't, Riley.
I remember those two.
I know. I have
don't
friends who
copy
got
that-
pirated. Don't joke about it, okay?
I'm sorry.
Don't
I
copy
won't.
that floppy was a big.
Copy that floppy.
Don't copy that floppy was a big rap song that we had to watch in school. And Tommy T. Madison says, I'm not crazy. He remembers it too. Stay safe, kids. Don't go into refrigerators on the side of the
They're
road. This is
dangerous.
Jim Matt Molly presented by Coors Light. Thanks, Riley.
Yep. Peace.